All right. Hi, you guys. Welcome to Perfection Selections and Miss Independent, which is me. Also, my name is Mia, but I am here to give a tutorial of how to add your own custom pendant to a Cuban chain link. So this is my very first tutorial, so please excuse me if I do a lot of pausing or ums or anything in that nature, or just confused on what I'm talking about. Well, not in that sense, but just rambling. So I wanted to be able to come on here and give you guys the info on how to customize, well, how to customize a pendant and how to add your custom pendant onto a Cuban chain link. So, yeah, as I stated, I'm Ms. Independent at Perfection Selections. My real name is also Mia. And also, if you want, you can follow me on Facebook in my group. I have a group that I don't post in, but I do want to start getting back to posting inside my group and actually being active. But I don't really have, it says I have 188 members, but do they talk in there? No, I don't even think half of them crafters. I don't even know how they got in the group. So, yes, I'm going to have to go through and, yeah, we can join my group and that way you can get more free tips and learn things. And let's see. So first thing first, you guys, the first thing you want to do to even get the Cuban link is go to my website, which is perfectionselections.com. And then you will go under digital products and then you will go to digital downloads. Once you get to digital downloads, you'll see my two STL files. So then you will click on the 3D blank Cuban chain STL file. So this pretty much gives you just a blank chain, just all blank, where you can add your own pendant, change your own colors, and stuff like that. So once you get that downloaded, what you're going to do is open it, which is here's the file right here. It's gonna open up in. I'm unfamiliar with any other slicers besides Bambu because I own Bambu Lab PS1. So I'm unfamiliar with any other 3D printers. So if you got questions on that, I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you know. I can't help you with it. But I can tell you about Bamboo Studio. So however, this is the blank file right here. As you can see, it's just the chain and it has a space where you pretty much can add your own pendant. So now we're going to go to create the pendant. Once you're done purchasing the file and download it, then you can go over and create you a Tinkercad. Once you create you a Tinkercad account, you're going to go to create and then you're going to go to 3D design. Once you get to 3D design, you will then, I'm going to assume you guys know how to convert things into SVG form. So the way this works in Tinkercad, it has to be a SVG file. So if you guys need to know how to create a SVG file, just comment below and let me know and I can create another video showing it. But I already have my files converted into SVG. So what I'm going to do is import them now. Uh-oh. Here they go. That's one. That's my offset. I don't really know how to create an offset in here. I don't even know if it's a way that you can create an offset. But I usually use something else like Silhouette or Cricut and things of that nature to develop my offset. So what I'm doing is showing you how I just made a chain pretty much for someone I know, and it's like a nameplate chain. It's going to give you that 90s vibe of those chains we used to have back in the day. So that's my outset. Then I'm going to go ahead and add the name that I created. So what you did just see me do was take the corners, I highlighted it, and I dragged everything in to pretty much get it down to the desired size that I want. And then, as you can see, the name is still too big for the outline. So I just kind of play with it and readjust accordingly. So I feel like the offset is a little bit too wide, so I will bring that in, and I will bring maybe this top up just a little bit and bring that left side in just a little bit. And to me, that looks great. That looks good. So what I'm gonna do is click on the Wanda part, and not the offset. And as you can see, it's like embedded within that chain. So what I'm going to do is take this little cone right here, and I'm going to pull it. Oops, we're pulling the wrong thing up. You do want to check and make sure if you pulled it off the plate, which I didn't. That's sitting right on the plate. So, okay. Now Wanda is highlighting. You also know because that pink popped up right there. So we're going to drag this out. And what I'd like to do is make this a little bit smaller just in case. I don't want it too thick. And I kind of bring this down, flatten it. And I try to make sure, okay, as you can see right there, it has a gap in between it. That means it's not fully down on there. So when it's like that, it's fully, you see, touching your print. So you know it's going to print all together with no issue. But I also take this Wanda and, I'm sorry, I'm trying to fix the angle for you guys. And I'm going to try to make sure this video is not long and drawn out. So you're going to just take this little square, which I'm grabbing the wrong thing. What was I grabbing? No, wait. Let me see. Okay, Wanda's grabbed. Okay, so we're going to pull that little square down. And however, depending on how three-dimensional, if you want it that big on big, you can have it that big. But I suggest doing something of maybe that high. That's not too high, and you would know once you get into bring it over to Bambu Studio. So this is all I'm gonna do is make a nameplate. So this is the pendant. I just only brought that in a little bit more. So after you make your little pendant, what you're gonna do next is take it, bundle it, and boom, it's gonna do that. Once you bundle it, you're gonna export it as a STL file. And when you bring it into a STL file, you're gonna go to your Bambu. You're gonna do file. You're gonna go to import 3MF and STL and all of that. Then you're gonna choose the one, which is it creates its own name over there. And then you just add it onto your file. So you know you want it to be somewhere right there. But as you can see, the chain sits on top. And what I like to do is to change my color so I can know how I want it. So I made this like a gold. So we're gonna flip the colors to gold. We don't gotta go. Yeah, I just seen the gold earlier. It's brown. So we're gonna have to go up in here and find us a gold. Okay, that look goldish. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do number 2 as silver. That's because I still had it set on generic. No wonder it was making me find my own color. So I do want the offset to be gold. So now that it's gold, I like that. I'm sorry. I'm moving the whole chain. Oh my gosh. My computer has a terrible lag right now. Is it because I'm recording? So we can also even paint the chain gold. And then I'm going to just change this to Bambu Silver. Okay. So what we're going to do now is click the pendant. And we're going to go to fill. And like I say, I want to change my offset to gold. Not that. That is supposed to be gold. And we're going to fill the inside silver. And then you just click the paint. And boom. You got your gold and silver. So I don't know if y'all remember those type of chains. But yeah, that's what it's supposed to give. And what I also do is how you see this line right here, so it look like you can definitely identify what they like connecting it. Sometimes I push my objects up further, but I don't want that one to be too far. So what I do next is I bring it to this angle. I click on that, the nameplate, the pendant, and I scale it. I kind of bring this up just a little bit so that it's either flushed with that or just a little bit higher than the actual, you know, chain connector piece. And then boom, voila, you got you a chain. Now if you need, okay, so then you have to go ahead and do one more step. Once you get that, you're gonna go to your objects and you're gonna highlight both of them, control and oh, I was not supposed to do that. Let's do control Z, put that back, you're gonna go to merge. And then it becomes one piece. It's gonna say all this right here, but you're gonna ignore that. That has something to do with this right here. So that part don't even really matter. And then once you're done, you have your chain, then you're gonna click slice. And it's gonna give you your time of how long it's gonna take to make, which is about probably 5 hours for this size chain. And I'm also going to post the link to the Cuban chain inside my description so that way you can easily just click it and go to it. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you learned something new or if you even want to learn even more. Because what I plan on doing is dropping a lot of gems and a lot of information. Because the thing that I don't really care for is people charging an arm and a leg or all these monthly fees for something that's so simple, so easy, or anything like that. So, like, my morals just don't allow me to charge people. I know that's how people make a living and stuff, and that's how you get ahead. But I just feel like it's so much money out here to be made. So, like, just because somebody do the same thing as you do does not mean they're gonna take money out your pockets. Because everybody does not have the exact same clientele. So, however, we just did that. So the prep time is 7 minutes and 11 seconds. Model printing is 5 hours and 35 minutes, and total time is 5 hours and 42. And then you have 35 filament changes. Now, why is it 35 filament changes? I have no clue because I feel like all of this is literally the same color. But I can probably understand what a 35 coming from, because if these silvers, if you zoom in close enough, you can damn near count your layers. Now, I don't know how to look at stuff by layer, but that still don't look like 30 something layers right there, though. So I don't know where all the changing comes in at. I mean, I don't even know what I just did, but let's let's get out of here, you guys. So that is how you create a custom pendant, and that is how you attach the custom pendant to your Cuban link. So as I stated, you can go to my website, get you a blank Cuban chain link, and it's only $15.95, which is not bad at all. And you can start customizing your own pendants. And again, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also follow me on TikTok. I'll also be dropping gems and quick tutorials on TikTok as well. And my longer ones will be put here on YouTube. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a comment as well. Please like as well, so I can get, more people attracted to my YouTube channel. I haven't been on here for about 5 years. So don't go looking at my old videos because they cringy. That was 5 years ago, before I was even a mama. So don't judge me. But yeah. And don't forget to join my group on Facebook. And if you need to know that again, we can go here. It's Perfection Creators Club. I'll also drop that link inside the description as well, not bio. All right, then. Thank you so much and have a great day.